Hi, and welcome back to the Etsy Consultant Podcast. I believe we're on episode 5 now, and it's been a while since I put up my last episode, and I wanted to take some time to think about what I was going to talk about in this episode. And as you know, my podcast is a place where I can sort of wax lyrical a bit, be a bit more free with the way I speak, and bring in some ideas and thoughts and also things that have happened in my consultancy in the last 10 years that I feel that you guys listening to will find interesting. And today's episode is called I'm the Guy You Speak to Last, and let me explain what this is all about. So I work with clients all the time with their Etsy stores, trying to make their businesses better, make them more sales, turn around failing stores and problems that exist inside their Etsy stores. And it's funny because when I talk to my clients, they often say to me, Nick, I've been through 3, 4, 5 other consultants, 3, 4, 5 other gurus or people that purport to know about Etsy. And now here I am with you. And when I started hearing this, and it's been years that I've been hearing this information, I was thinking, oh, okay, well, you must have been going to sort of lower priced consultants, people who charge less, realized that you weren't getting the service that you needed, then finally ended up talking to me, and I cost more than these people. So that's why I'm the guy you speak to last, because you've been through everyone else, not got your problems resolved, and end up talking to me. But actually, this isn't the case. So more recently, in the last 3 or 4 years, really when COVID came along and YouTube spawned dozens and dozens of people that set themselves up as Etsy gurus. So these people, you'll see them all the time on YouTube. If ever you see make $10,000 with this design, or use this print on demand strategy to make $5,000 a month, and all this garbage that is just simply not true, chances are they're one of the Etsy gurus that I'm talking about. And the thing with these people is that they charge a lot of money for the services that they offer. So I as part of my job, I need to know what's going on in this marketplace on Etsy and YouTube. And they charge a lot of money for courses, for one-to-one calls, time spent with them to fix the clients' Etsy stores. We're talking thousands. So there's 3 or 4 people out there that charge between sort of $2,000 and $8,000 to get into their system. And even before you talk about Etsy at all, in any shape or form, I struggle to think of any course that you could buy that's going to give you that value in terms of what you get for the money you put into it. It just doesn't make sense. My partner's university degree costs about, I think it's about €800 a term. And that's over 4 years. And, that's the sort of prices that we're talking for an Etsy course. And it's crazy. So here's the thing. Clients, in the last 3 years since COVID and the rise of the Etsy gurus on YouTube, I have clients coming to me, and I'm not joking, I'm being 100% honest. Everything I tell you is the truth here. Coming to me in tears that they've spent this money, $2,500, $6,000, $8,000. I had one person that spent $8,000 to speak to one of these gurus on YouTube. And come to me in bits, literally in bits. This industry that exists on YouTube causes Etsy sellers major financial problems. And they come to me saying, oh, I spent all this money, and I don't know what to do. And I feel for these guys. I feel for them, and I say to them, what happened? And they say, well, I spent, $2,500 on a course, $6,000 to speak to someone, $8,000 to speak to someone, and the advice and the course was terrible. Awful advice. And I'm going to talk about bad advice in a minute. And I got nothing. I gained nothing. My store didn't improve. It got worse. Nothing happened, you know. And when I talk to them, they're relieved to be speaking to me because I'm one of very few people that, you know, that are out there that are genuine in this marketplace. And then when I put to the client what the actual answer is, so what is the answer to fix your Etsy store? It's nothing like anything that they were told by these previous people that they worked with. And the light bulbs start going on in their mind. Oh, this makes sense. Right, so this is how Etsy works. Ah, this is why I shouldn't waste endless time messing around with SEO, or endless time buying courses telling you how to grow social media to then make more sales on Etsy. This stuff is bonkers. And obviously when I talk to these clients, they tell me about the details of what happened, and you know, how the only goal is to get you to part with your money as quickly as possible to give the guru what they want, which is your money, which is the client money. And the advice that these guys give out is so far away from what is actually needed to help people in their stores. Typical advice is social media, get a Pinterest account, list quickly. There's courses out there teaching you how to list fast on Etsy. That's a surefire way to disaster, and quickly. I suppose that might be a blessing in disguise. Quick disaster rather than a slow car crash that takes 3 months to inevitably end in disaster. But all joking aside, they use vastly inflated figures, ineffective methods that just simply aren't going to work, and don't care about the people that are on the other end of this. And these people that are on the other end of it end up with me. And then when they end up with me, I put them in a place of, first of all, reassurance that, you know, when you're speaking to me, I'm actually going to get to the bottom of the problem and help you, and not just try to sell you a course or sell you a membership to a community and all this stuff that is just so ineffective and not really in any shape or form targeted to the business that this client has. And something that I realized amongst all this, so whilst the clients are coming in, last year I think I dealt with 20, 30 clients, maybe more, that had spent money and lost money basically. And they all gave me this same message. They were saying it's like banging their heads against a brick wall. They try this freelancer, they try that guru, they do this course, they do pay into this private Facebook group. They would listen to endless YouTube videos telling them that this is the answer. I'm the person that's going to solve your problem. And something I realized after, especially last year and the year before, 2022 and 2023, when things got real, right? COVID, 2020, 2021, everyone was making money. Everyone was on furlough. There's money sloshing around in the economy. You could have opened up pretty much any store on Etsy in 2020 and 21 and made money. 22 and 23 were the hangover. And then everything got real, didn't it? You know, this money's got to be paid back. Everything's starting to get tight. That little bubble was over. And I realized good information, so information like I give, is practically impossible to find. So when you go and look at the reality, you know, all these people on YouTube saying, oh, do print on demand, do funny men's t-shirts, do funny t-shirts, you know, go and look at how many funny t-shirts there are on Etsy. Hundreds of thousands, millions of t-shirts. And that's the reality. That's the reality. You're competing against hundreds of thousands of sellers in your niche, if not millions. And that is completely opposite to what we're told on YouTube. And good information is hard to find. And I'm one of very few people. I look at YouTube all the time and see what's going on. I'd say 90% of everything out there is just wasting people's time. You know, it's like pipe dreams. It's nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing of substance to get you there and help you with your Etsy store. There's a few people. There's 2 or 3 people out there that are doing okay. They give solid basic advice, which is cool, which is what we all need as Etsy sellers. And there's me, and I get attacked by everyone left, right and centre because I don't fit in to the guru model. Because here's the difference. The people talking on YouTube about Etsy are Etsy YouTubers with an Etsy store, maybe, they won't tell you what the store is, and a Facebook group or a private community. And that is their money source. They get revenue from YouTube for ads. They have a Facebook group, which you have a private group, which you pay. You have a private community, which you pay. And also they sell courses. And, that's the model. But that model doesn't fit with what Etsy sellers need. It's not the answer because it's generic, it's vague, it's not specific to anyone's store in particular. Whereas my position, I'm an Etsy consultant and have been there for 10 years. So it's not about a YouTube channel and, giving you fancy figures to try and make you believe that you're going to be successful. It's my full-time job. I'm in the trenches every day, talking to people, going through horrendous life stories. People on the ends of the latest guru that's ripped them off. Awful, challenging conditions people are in. And these guys don't see that. I see it. Because I'm the guy they speak to last. It shouldn't be, but it is. Because the mechanism of YouTube and people talking on YouTube, you get sucked in. It's so alluring and attractive. Clients have told me why. It's so alluring to see these figures and, if you just do this course, you're going to make this money. If you just speak to me for $6,000 for 90 minutes, I'm going to change your life. And, if you join my private community group, you're going to earn all this money. This is an unregulated industry that I'm in, And the reason that I've got the following I have is because I'm honest. I'm open and honest, and what I teach is backed up by 10 years of experience, and it can be checked at any time. And none of these other people have that. They don't have proof. They don't have history. They don't, you can't see, this person did this course and now they've made all this money. It just doesn't exist. So the Etsy guru marketplace is very, very dangerous. And, I urge people, if you want to get help with your store, to talk to me. It's difficult. It's not easy. The solutions I give when you work with me, they're not easy. They're really, really bloody hard. And with good reason. So when people come to me and I lay out the next 12 months of their store's life after working with me, they're like, what? This is hard work. That's not what I got told on YouTube. And I say, yeah, exactly. You've got the rest of 2024 to make your business viable so that when we get into Christmas, you make some sales. And that's the goal here, to make some sales and get your business working and doing it in the right way. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments, have you bought an expensive course, spoken to someone at exorbitant fees and had a bad experience? And let me know in the comments in your podcast provider, or let me know on my YouTube channel, Etsy Consultant. Just any video, just drop in and say, I listened to your podcast, Nick. Yeah, I had this experience. I spent $2,000, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000. Let me know what happened. I'd love to hear it. I've heard from plenty of clients already, but I'd love to hear your story if you've got one. I think this is, because it's unregulated, I feel that people like me can shine a light on the situation and show it for what it really is. And of course, if you want to work with me, go to my YouTube channel, Etsy Consultant. The links to work with me are there. You can go to etsy-consultant.com and just book in with me if you want to sort your store out and get it working. If you've got a problem, I'll get you straight to the solution, straight to the right answers first time. So thank you ever so much for listening to this episode. I will try to do episodes every 2 weeks. I say this all the time, but it's so difficult because I'm so busy. But thank you for being here, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next podcast. Thank you.